Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we're finding, learning, turning the great strategy games. And today we jump back into Garrett Grigsby's War in the East 2, and this time we will be dealing with Army Group South here in turn 5. This is really when you should start moving in the South. We've got a lot of things cleared away, and there's a lot of open hexes once we get out here. You can see all of these clear hexes. It is perfect panzer territory, and so we will get moving. Now, sorry, I'm a little bit early today and a little bit late. So I'm an hour earlier on the schedule. That is because I'm going to a pizza party later, and I'll just leave it at that. A pizza party. Haven't been to one of those in a while, and then I'm a little late because my actual real job decided they needed something, and so that made me about 15 minutes late. But here we are and ready to move in the south. But before we do it, I do want to go back up here as I often like to do and just make sure we've got everything in the north and the center as we want it. And there's one other thing I want to do as well, and that is to go to the commander's report. Okay? And one thing that I want to do is go down here and take support units off. Okay, so off of support units, off of ones that are transferring, off of units that are off map. So we only want units that are on the map that are not support units. Okay, so the actual counters out on the map. And then, mm, I'm trying to decide if there's another change I want to make, but what I really want to do this time is sort by percentage TOE. Okay, this is what I was worried about. Let's get rid of the error bases too. That was what I was thinking. I knew there was one other thing I need to filter out of there, but let's now then look at percent TOE here and see our units that are getting awfully low on their table of equipment. Hey KG, what's going on? Chrono Knight is here. Hello, Erzbeck. Aloha, aloha. Dang, I can't wait to get out to Hawaii. I'm gonna have to get the wife working on a Hawaii trip. You guys are gonna think I'm a real globetrotter. Um, welcome to everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry for the little change in schedule, but when you've got a pizza party, you've got to make time for it. Okay. So these are all of our counters on the map, all of our major units, whether they be divisions essentially, divisions, and I guess the headquarters are out here too, but these are really our divisions, whether they be infantry or panzer. And what I wanted to do is see what's getting low on our table of equipment, what is really getting, taking a lot of attrition and losses. And this is how I like to do refit. A lot of people say, well, I don't know, when should you put something in refit? What should you do with it? What I like to do as we get out here in like a turn 5, and ideally you would maybe do this at the start. Well, that's not true. Ideally, you'd probably do this right at the end of the turn, but I'm just going to start it now and we'll come back before we flip to a new turn. But essentially, what I like to do is look at anything under 70%. Now, if there's something really important that's at 70%, like Ninth Panzer, 7th Panzer, we may take an extra look at it. But what I like to do is turn these into, put them all on refit. All right. Anything below 70%. And I know that's using well, now this is withdrawing. That's one of the security units. I know that's kind of a blunt instrument, to do. And I know these all have their own individual circumstances. But if you kind of want to play the game a little faster than going and looking at every single division every time, what I like to do is anything under 70%, put it on refit. This should catch most of the things that you may eventually have problems with. Now then, go through here. This is a division or a panzer division, so we'll keep that on refit as well. But everything else up here, again, this is a panzer division at 72, but we can't have them all on refit, so these we'll just put up to ready. Okay, so anything over 70%, and you can start to then cycle these things as they really need to get built up again. Now, of course, if you have some units and you want to get down into the nitty gritty and you have some units that don't need to be refit, if you have some that just aren't as important, of course, look through that. But you can also play this very quickly by doing, looking through here and just hitting anything under 70%, putting it in refit. Now, this is exactly 70. 7th Panzer Division, and it's such an important division that I'm going to leave it on refit. But this should start to cycle your replacements. It's gonna prioritize all of these units, and then they should hopefully get bumped up. Hopefully none get below 70% again, but that's probably unrealistic. Then you can take those and put all of those in refit, and you can start kind of doing this cycle of things as they get worn down. You can build them back up, and then as other things get worn down, you can kind of cycle them. So, 15 to 20 of these seems like a decent enough number. Now, I do like to come over here, though, and get a little specificity. And, hey, KG, what's up? Uh, yeah, yeah, 30% losses. That's just, a general rule, but yeah, I think, that kind of makes them to the point where they're not as effective as you need them to be. But I do like to get out here and get this specificity for one thing, really, and that is my Panzer divisions that are under 70%. I like to click on them, get out here on the map, and see what their situation is. Because as I move them next turn, I may want to pull these back. All right, so I want to see which ones they are. Well, it's this one in 2nd Panzer. So the 18th Panzer Division, it's in 2nd Panzer Group. It's way out here in the front, right? This is what we're hoping to start pushing down and making a pocket with. So probably not surprising that that one is a little low, but then I'll have this in my mind. Okay, if we get the chance, let's try to pull that back a little bit. Then we have 8th Panzer. Okay, this is 8th Panzer. It again was one of these panzers. We're trying to push through here. It took some losses. It's gotten hurt a little bit. It's very high on fatigue, as you can see, almost all of it. Now, this is at the end of the turn. It's already moved, and so the fatigue will be higher. But it's just something we need to keep in mind when we come back here next turn. And so you can, it's just kind of a quick and easy way to go through here. So that was what, 18th and 8th. All right. The Hungarians and Romanians, I'm not going to say they're not important, but we're just not going to pay as much attention. It's really these Panzer divisions. So 16th Panzer, okay, we haven't even moved 16th Panzer yet this turn. It's down, 61% that are ready, 72% ready and damaged. We've got a lot of our Panzer IIs damaged. If you're going to have anything damaged, that's what you want damaged. The fatigues in the 20s. We haven't, like I said, we haven't even moved that unit this time. So that's something to keep in mind. So that was 14th, right? No, that was 16th. What's 14th? Okay, 14th. Oh, that was 14th. Okay, sorry. Um, let's see if we have any other Panzer divisions down here. We do have 1st Panzer Division. All right, again, it's right up here. So these ones up here in 4th Panzer Group are getting a little worn down. We gotta be careful with them. Maybe give them a turn or two. They really haven't had much of a rest. We did give the ones in the center I wouldn't say a full turn rest, but we gave them a little bit of a rest. Now, 3rd Panzer is right down. So, of course, our two that are way out in front here, they have got the worst of it from a TOE perspective. So, just something to keep in mind. We'll look at these before we start next turn, but that's how I like to kind of rotate the TO. That way you're not trying to completely refit every dang Panzer division you've got, because that can really, well, it doesn't do you any good, right? I mean, they all get the same. But also, if you just do it all and just say, hey, I'm going to refit all of 3rd Panzer Division or 3rd Panzer Group, a lot of times some of them don't need it. It just depends what they've been doing. And so you can kind of rotate them this way, get them going different ways. Chris B, hello. My first two, I am Chris B, and then a last name. So welcome, Chris B. Hello, how are you? Okay, so there was that. I did want to do that at the start of this turn. I also wanted to make sure that up here that our headquarters were where we wanted them to be. So we've got Army Group North and we've got 18th Army up here. I mean, I could move 18th Army up here, but we don't even have rail that's going into that yet. So, Army Group North should have the capacity at Riga all the way at its top. And it is. It's at 60%. We can move this out one and see if it changes. What did I say, 60%? No, what I meant was capacity is at 60,000. 60,000 is as high as it can go. So we're not getting any benefit from 18th Army sitting here. We may as well move it up here. Well, what is the capacity up here right now? It is 35,000. Okay, but it's a little damaged. Let's go ahead and move this up here, 18th Army, and see if that makes any difference. So it was at 30,000, now it's at 55,000. Perfect. Okay, so we've still got this at 60. This is bumped all the way up to a capacity that could potentially be 55,000, and that's really how you want to move your headquarters around. Now, 16th Army right now, I believe, is right here. Yeah, 16th Army, and we'll eventually put that in Pskov. Well, maybe we'll put 4th Panzer Group in there. We could potentially do that as well, although that one I usually like to have maybe in Novgorod. So it's Pskov, this out here. I always forget the name of this town. Parnu. Parnu. Okay, so Riga, Parnu, Pskov, and Novgorod in the north, and then you've got your depots that you need with things moving through the down here over the river here, and then up 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 and up. And that's how I like to structure those. Now we have Ninth Army here and 3rd Panzer Group. We probably don't need both of those here. We should probably move one of them to Vitebsk. Um, oh, this ninth layer still has 11 movement points. Let's zoom in here. Is there some place we may want this to go? Maybe not. I don't think not really. Not really. We could move it down here, actually. I wanted to rest a little bit. So maybe we'll actually, so we've got 2nd Panzer Group right there. I think we'll move 3rd Panzer Group down to Vitebsk. And I also think we need to start building a depot at Vitebsk. I don't think we've done that. We've still got 7 APs. So I am going to go around and make sure our depot system is great eventually. But right now, let's put 3rd Panzer right there. That's good. We've got the railway coming. It's not quite there yet, but we'll have it all ready to go when it gets there. We've also got the railway or the rail unit moving up here to Orsha. Eventually we want that to be in Smolensk, but right now Vitebsk and Orsha are kind of two supply nodes or depot nodes that we're running this way, and we've almost got railroad or rail units to them. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so let's go to Riga and let's make sure we've got the rail yard on, priority repair. And we do. And then let's look at Army Group North and see what we've got here. Okay, we've got 5 construction battalions. Great. 6, I guess. One, two, three, four. Yeah, I can count. 6 road construction, and we have 1 labor detachment that's a railroad labor detachment that can go out here and fix rail. That's a good breakdown. I like that. Um, what do we have here? We have this railroad labor group. That's good. We need that happening. And we have 3 construction battalions. Okay, that all looks good to me. At Daugavpils, you need to go around to all of your major depots and make sure they don't have any damage at the rail yard. Which brings me up here to Parnu that we were just talking about. It's got construction battalions here. Okay, I wouldn't mind a railroad unit being up here, but I think they're a little bit in short supply. So we're going to leave that for a moment. And let's see what kind of damage we have. 53 on the damage at the rail yard. Level 2. Now it has a port and a rail yard, so supposedly automatically that will get priority repair, even though we don't see an asterisk. And so we're just going to move on from that because that's how it's supposed to work. We'll see if it does. Ninth Army, okay, it's at Polotsk. Polotsk has a level 1 rail yard. This has a lot of damage. That's why we're not really sending out as much from Polotsk as you would think we would. So let's put that on priority repairs as well. All right. Vitebsk, this is going to need a lot of work. We're gonna start priority repairing that. I'm gonna spend a lot of AP points priority repairing this time, but I think we really need it. Uh, Orsha. Okay. Oh, I could also do railroad units into 3rd Panzer Group. Let's see how many we have available when we get down here to construction. Actually, let's put 2 construction units in there. Do I want the railroad group here or in Minsk? I think I'm going to save it for Minsk. Whoops. Let's go back to 3rd Panzer Group and lock that. Okay, so now it's got a couple of construction battalions. It really didn't before. It didn't have anything. 9th Army, it's got 1 construction. We're running out of a little bit of these construction units in the middle, but let's try to put like 2 in each headquarters so that they're the ones that are working on these rail yards. In Orsha, 2nd Panzer Group. Okay, that all looks good. That's what I like to see. We did that last time. Now Minsk is the big one, right? And we have 2 units here, although 2nd Army doesn't have yeah, it doesn't have any construction units that it can grab because it's going straight up to OKH, whereas 4th Army is just going to Army Group Center. It's already got some stuff, but I'm going to give it the rest. I'm going to give it all of these construction units. Um, 4th Army, yeah, I'm going to give it the other railroad unit. I'll save these 2 actually. Okay, and then we'll lock that. Okay, perfect. And now they should get out here and start repairing quite a bit of rail. We'll see if they do or if they don't. I hope they do. That's how it's supposed to work. Oh, thanks, Chris. Do I do appreciate it. Thanks for saying so. Okay. So, what are we trying to do or what was I doing there? Essentially, you need your railroad or your rail yards. I should stop saying railroads. This is your rail track, double track, single track. Um, But your rail yards themselves, when it comes into a depot, you need them to be 5% or less damage. Otherwise, it really, really hurts the amount of stuff they'll push out. And I really want to send and make this a 4. Let's make this a priority while I'm out here, and I'm doing it anyway, may as well. So 4 and 4 to the front. Minsk, I'm actually going to make a 3, even though, of course, it's super important. But I want the ones out here as 4s. Now, it's not going to matter this turn really in some respects because the rail is not already to them. But, it's a start. It's a start. Something to be thinking about. As far as we can get out here, let's make this a 4 if we can. All right, so now you've got your 4s out on the perimeter. You've got an inside perimeter of 3s. All right, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Then we start getting back into the 2s. Now, some of these I don't think really need anything. This didn't even get anything last turn. We could probably destroy that depot. Honestly, we don't need it, but why destroy it? It doesn't give us any points back. Some of these are 2s. You know, some of these ports could probably be 3s as well, but I'll keep them as 2s for now. Then we've got all of our 1s back here. This is where you want freight moving through, but you set them up anyway, so it draws freight this way. At least puts a little tug on it out of Berlin, right? You don't want nothing out here in the center because all of the freight out of Berlin will say, oh, a 1, okay, a 1, a 1. If none of it's being pulled towards the center, in some respects, if you have Brest-Litovsk at 3, if you're not drawing anything this way, it's going to have to go all the way up here, all the way down, So kind of set these up as a net. 0, 1s out here, then 2s, then 3s, then 4s. All right, we'll go back. I'll do a whole episode kind of off of the Let's Play where we do that all again. Oh, by the way, I just put up the second part of the logistics tutorial. It's all about railways. So if you like locomotives, it's for you. If you like to play Train Simulator, I've got you. But we go through what all this means. You know, green just means it's regular usage. It either even means maybe you're not using it at all, or there's just a little bit of use. Then you can see yellows where there's some, but it's not a problem. Orange and red, that's when you get into a problem. But honestly, back in Poland, Germany, Austria, Romania, don't worry about it. The game will reroute it to some extent if something starts to get overburdened. So, it's coming out of here uh, and coming, this way. Well, if this gets red, it'll just go up around this way. You can even see some oranges here just as long as you have your depots set up, it's something that makes sense. And you can see we've got a bunch of ones right here, so it draws it out of Berlin towards this, and then those rail yards will look around and say, oh, a two, okay, let's go there, or let's go up to this two at Warsaw. Then the Warsaw says, oh, a three, okay, let's go to a three. That's how it works. Do I need to move anything else in the center? I don't believe so. Now we have a lot of our depot system set up. We have a lot of our construction, our priority construction set up, um, and we can start moving units. The fun part, right? I still have this, security command sitting here. It didn't get removed. A lot of our other security units will get removed by turn 7, but I don't think the command does. So I'm going to keep them sitting here on this depot. Now, what do I want to do with these security units? Well, I want to make sure there's no red hexes near this double rail. Um, because nothing can go down this double rail if there are red hexes by it. Now, we don't have this repaired yet, so it's not a big deal right now, but it will could become a big deal once we actually have units available, or repair happens here. We'll want to get freight down here into the south out of Brest. We couldn't do that if there was red hexes next to it. So we're going to go clean some of these up. There's one. I mean, what else do you have to do with security units? We may as well clean up pinkish red hexes. So there's all of that. Now, where else would it be helpful? We do have some double rail up here that we haven't cleared out. So why don't we go up here? I don't want to go in that swamp. We'll do that next time. With this one, we'll come down here and clear it away from this double rail. So it's almost like you're out there going weed whacking, you're just trying to clear away the brush. We'll also do this line that goes down here a little bit. Now this also, it has it right next to it, so that's not going to help a lot unless we clear some of that away. And I don't know. These security units are moving through the marshes. Maybe something they did. I have no idea. But we do need it away from this rail, so we may as well. Now this has got a rail and an airfield. We may as well clear next to that. And now we got a clear path at least to here, and then it could go north or it could come south and come back this way. Okay, so that works. And we've got this double rail all cleared now. It could come all the way down here to Rovno from Brest-Litovsk once we get the rail repaired. So let's look at rail repair. You can see there was a construction or a rail labor unit that must have started out here. But I would like to connect these two with that major rail that'll allow us to go from center to south or south to center wherever we really need the freight to go. It can kind of pick both ways. Hey, what's up, Kalo? What's going on? Hello, sir. Um, Okay, let's get off rail repair. We've moved security units. Wow, we're really rolling now. Um, Kiev, that's where we're headed with Sixth Army. So let's just back up and look at the situation. We've got some elements of Sixth Army, like all the way down here, like this one. We need to get those moving northeast. We do have a few cleanup things here. I'll probably leave that to 17th Army. I usually have 17th Army do a lot of the cleanup, either that or the Romanians that are coming through later. I'll let them do that. But let's start down here and figure out where we want to go with these. Now, we still have these security units that we can kind of move out here and make sure nothing's out here. So let's get these more on dry land and get them moving forward as fast as we can. Now, this is part of a unit that can reform, but we don't want to do that yet because he's so far behind the other ones. I want to move these up and get up here and start getting airfields if we can. I don't know if I can get all the way up there. Um, but let's start going this way. And then this has still got movement points. Just take him like this. At some point, we're going to reform these. Okay, so we've got a few fortified units here. I think I'll take this one. We're starting to get out of, once we get by here, we'll be out of swamp. And, once you get like here, then it starts to clear up into Kiev. But I will put this one division a little further north. We may want to take this airfield. All right. And just bring them forward. That's a level 2 airfield. I wouldn't mind. Oh, I can get in there. Okay, perfect. We'll start to rebase things up this way. Now, he doesn't have enough to attack, but as you can see, they're coming straight in on Kiev. We should be there in about a couple more turns unless we run into a lot of resistance right in here. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get logistics off for a moment, just so it's not as cluttered. I did put the roads up here, so whoever asked about the roads, thank you for reminding. I'm so used to not having roads on the map. Now these movement paths will take you down roads, so it's some respects you kind of get the benefit of that anyway. But it's nice to see them here where there would be better roads. This is a nice look at all these turnpikes. The traffic around Zytomir must be a nightmare. Um, There is a lot more heavy woods near Kiev, Tiago. That is true. And we will not be taking the panzers that way uh, for that very reason. The panzers will be moving kind of a southeastern kind of direction. Actually, there's a couple of rivers out here that we move First Panzer Group through. We'll be getting to that in a second. Florian, thank you for asking, my friend. Uh, that was such a simple experience, the COVID test. We went to a middle school. There was no line. They said they've really slowed down recently. We did it all ourselves. I put the swab up my own nose, and we got the results this morning. Can you believe it? I'm negative. I'm negative. I did it. But yeah, I mean, it was a really simple experience. I would highly recommend it. Not really, but it was fine. It was fine. But thank you for asking, by the way. Thank goodness. You're like, I can't watch this stream if you're COVID positive, buddy. Who knows how that thing travels? All right, let's move our headquarters up. Here we go. Come on, 6th Army. The doomed 6th Army. Not for us, it's not going to be doomed. Now, see, now that I can see all these roads, I kind of want to keep my units on them. Can we get all the way to Zytomir? Really? All right. There is nothing stopping us into Zytomir. Excellent. We're going to build a depot out there as soon as we can. We've got 4 AP left, and now that we don't have to, hold 5 because we've taken it back from the I may go ahead and just start building one there so it's ready. Where's our railroad unit? Oh, our railroad unit's actually down here. Okay, well, he's got a lot of double rail through here. He may at this point, once he gets to the end of this line a little bit. Hold on, that's what is that? Padola? Okay. Padolia, maybe? Padoya? I don't know. My eyes are going bad. Once we get out here, we may then turn around and come up here and just link those two. That'll be a decision for a different time. Okay, keep on rolling with your 6th Army. I will not sing anymore. I apologize for that. And as you can see, I'm bringing them all up to take Kiev. That is priority number 1, 2, and 3 in the south is to get Kiev. And once you have Kiev settled, Then you can decide what you want to really do with Sixth Army. I guess I should move a few of these kind of forward. I don't want there to be too big of a gap. So let's start spacebarring these. We'll take this one straight down the rail. All right. Now then, we also have these free agent units, but we'll get to that in a second. 55th Corps. All right, moving up. Everybody's in command. Everybody's in command there. Everybody's in command there and there. Sixth Army, a perfect 27 of 27. Now, I was thinking about making Sixth Army an assault army. I've still got one left that I could make an assault army. Looking out here at these core headquarters, 55th is Vero. He's not very good. I wouldn't mind, you know, sloughing some of his command off on somebody else. Friedrich is even worse. Oh, that's Friedrich. Okay. 51st Corps is Reinhardt. He's okay. 556 with the 6 on the ground. And then what is the 17th Corps? This is Werner, Kinitz Werner. He's a 4555. Ah, that's not good. We need to get rid of him. We don't really have any good corps command, or not, they're not terrible except for Werner there at the end. But they're not good either. I wish I had a couple of decent generals in sixth. I'd turn it into an assault army and just drop a couple of these core headquarters to go do something, say, see you guys around, have a good time. Um, but we're not really there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that more. Okay, we have this free agent group that or as I call it. This is under the, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, Herman Metz. Ooh, he's awful. We're gonna drop him out. Wow. He's really bad. Who has got, he's only got 6 of 9, 4 of 9. He's probably our best, right? Reinhardt, and he's only got 4 of 9. Okay, let's put this unit. Now, this is going to overstack us for 6th Army, though. Let me think about this for a second. I'll take a drink while doing that. Okay, I guess we can reassign something else. I really want this guy to get in under Reinhardt, I think. So 51st Corps will be your new commander. All right, that's 51st, and then he's got another one under his command. Where the heck is that? I don't know. Let's move this guy first. 297th ID. Moving on up. Okay. And then who else do you command? Okay, there he is. All right, 132nd. We'll put you in the 51st as well. Okay, cool. This guy, I guess maybe, I don't know. We'll put him right there. And then, I guess we'll have to move this command headquarters up a little bit. We'll put him right there. Okay, that all looks fine. Now we've got Sixth Army out here not doing diddly squat when it comes to depots, and we got to think about where our next depot is. I mean, we don't really have much going on up here in the north. So let's remove the units for a second just so we can see the map. We'll put logistics on. So we've got, oh, is he sitting in Rovno? Hold on. I hope so. Oh, he is. Okay. Well, I was doing a better job of that than I thought. Okay, Sixth Army sitting. Okay, he needs to sit right there. He'll probably sit there until we take Kiev. Then we'll move him up to Kiev. Right. Okay, perfect. Well, I need to get rail repair up here pronto. So let's think about that for a minute. This rail repair this time, Tarnopol is a pretty good spot to have this. We may end up moving that up here to connect. I mean, even if it's off this line, even though it's single rail, we may come up that way. As a matter of fact, I think that's what we should do. Let's take the units off here again. Let's look at Proskurov and what kind of rail yard level it is. It's a 2. Okay. So, I mean, it's good. We want to connect there, but Tarnopol, meanwhile, is a 2 as well. Okay, well, that's not as good as I thought. Tarnopol, let's get Priority damage repair going on. That'll cost us a point. Lavav. Do we have any damage in Lavav? We do. We really need that one getting repaired. What's going on, man? All right. So we need that getting repaired. There, the 17th Army is here. Let's try to attach construction units to it. Army Group South. Army Group South. Okay. Now we'll have got 2 construction units in there. Now it's got 4. Okay, I've put 4 in there. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. And let's lock that. Lock it. Lock it. Okay. Locked. Now that can start fixing that. But I guess I do want to get all the way to Proskurov, build a depot there. Mm, I could just have it go from Lvov to there once that's built, I guess. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's take the rail, and I'm just going to hit R here so it's in a hurry. We'll go and repair into Proskurov. Okay. Now then, let's actually go here across the mountains. Does he dare? Um, can he do anything there? Not really. Let's move him back here so they're going from Lvov up to Rovno. I think that's the best way to go for next. Okay. And I will spend the money to build a depot at Proskurov. All right, create a depot there. This for now can just be, no supply. We can have it on no supply. I don't want to do that. I'll forget about it. Let's do it as normal for now. Uh, Tarnopol will be where it comes out of this turn, and Lvov. They can supply both or move the freight for everything down here, really. The manual is shipped. The manual is shipped. Yeah, yeah, they didn't send me a dang manual. I go, I'm gonna have to pay for it. Like you guys, you may say, "Oh, boo-hoo," but like, damn, I really want that manual. Well, tell you what, maybe I should start a Kickstarter to get me a manual. Anyway, okay, so Sixth Army's out here. That's fine. That all looks good. This headquarters is now not doing jack, and I may just put it back here by. I don't want it back that far. I may just have it sit like right there. Yeah, why I picked there, I don't know. Oh, hey, I've got another division that can move. That's fun. Let's move him there. All right, and all the time we're going to be just moving towards Kiev with all of Sixth Army. That is their mission and goal. All right, so Sixth is moved. We've done the railroad. We got our security unit. Oh yeah, we have this unit back here. It's directly attached to OKH. I think it could actually go into Army Group South. Hey, hold on. Should I move these guys up? What's going on here at Rizezau, maybe. Rail Yard 2. I mean, this isn't a big enough depot. I should really move him up to Lvov and move him eventually up to Tarnopol. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's move you to Tarnopol. Well, I don't know. This works for now. We've got depot with big capacity, good big capacity, good big capacity. But the rail yards are biggest at Lvov. I think there's 6. They are, but we got to repair them. So, okay, I'm going to leave Army groups out there for now. The reason all that came up is I'm looking at this SS unit back here, RFSS Motorized Brigade. This is an elite unit, supposedly. How far can we get by rail? Well, man, I don't really, do I really want to use my main rail line? Yeah, sure. For these guys, I will. I don't think their cost is that much. Yeah, it's like 1,500 tons. That's not a big deal when you're talking about rail that can carry 30,000 tons. So I think I've been a little too cautious. Yeah, we need to oh, I shouldn't have taken it that far. Hold on. It's going to be back just close to Tarnopol. In true historic fashion, I've reversed the train. Um, I'll just put him right there. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hold on. He still doesn't have enough strategic moving points. How about there? Yay! Now we can take him off the train. It takes 100 to get him off of a train. Okay, so he's been moving up. Could I put him in Army Group South? It's 104 of 108. I think I would rather. Okay, let's put you in Army Group South. That gives him an extra dice roll as he moves up the command structure. That all looks good. Okay. Now that was 6th Army. I don't want to move the panzers yet. Okay, so here's my plan with the panzers. We've got some gaps here. We could either push here. Let's take the units off again. I do find that helpful. You've got river here. You've got river here out of Zytomir. So here's a gap. All right. You got to look for these gaps in between the rivers because that's really where you want your panzers to go. Now we could either go up this way, but there's another river up here that we'd have to cross again, or we could go right down here and we could go in between. Nope, not there. We could go in between here, but once we're through here, and we've got to, make sure you got 2 hexes across. Once we're through here, we could get up and back around here, and then we could just go straight down south, or we could cross over one river until before we get to the Dnieper, or we could just go straight this way, but we eventually kind of run into this bottleneck. So I think the way I want to go is here up and around this way, just from the old game, remember, it's really the best way to go is you stop just short of the river here before the Dnieper and you go straight down here and you can just go zip, zip, zip. And then, you probe right here or if you can get all the way to the Dnieper, you probe out here and find a place where they're weak to cross. Um, okay, so we're going to start bringing the panzers down this way. Now, where did I say that was? Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Nope. Now I've lost it. That's why I turned the units off. Yeah, no, that was right. It's right here, right? Yep, that's it. I believe. That's one tunnel. All right, well, let's start moving units. It'll become a little more clear. Infantry. We've got infantry. Oh, we're on train move. We can't do that out here. We've got infantry that's part of 1st Panzer. Now, sometimes I like to switch that out, but we're going to start moving it this direction. It's pretty much straight east or southeast. Let's put it that way. So he's going to head out this way, and then we'll start kind of moving down this line and then bring this guy. I'd like to get him across the river, but it doesn't look like I can't. Well, I can do it this way. Why don't we do that? Because we've got 17th Army and avoid having the movement costs to get across this river. Now, I would like to take Venitsa this time because we could, eventually we'll have a depot at Venitsa. Venitsa is a rail yard level 2. All right, well, something. Um, Okay, now what? Now let's get our scout units out here and see if we actually really do have a chance to get through here, or should we go straight down here and like maybe get caught in this bottleneck? I don't know. I think really I do want to go up and around this way. So let's, with that in mind, let's start taking our scout units out, or these smaller motorized brigade in this case, and go see what's out here, and also eat up movement point costs. Um, okay. All right. Looking good. Oh, hey, there's some Soviets. Okay. I'll just back him up one. All right. So there's that. Now then, we've got a lot of these motorized units down here. Use them. Use them. Actually, I'd like shoot. I kind of wish he was right there. I don't want these Soviets to get any ideas of trying to cut us off in any way. Now, I think that'd be very hard with infantry the way it is, but this isn't perfect right now. But I am a perfectionist. Let's see. Okay, so we've got him moving. That's an 8. Okay. Let's move the headquarters up here for a moment. Now, somebody in the comments said you keep splitting up your motorized and your panzers. Don't do that. The Germans were masters. I think it was Frago. Germans were masters of combined arms. Well, now I just split them for the command. I don't, you know, I'll use them together, but really in this game, and I agree with you historically, but in this game, I find that you fight with your motorized and make breakthroughs with your motorized, and then you bring your panzers along behind. That's just how I do it because what's the thing that you have least of in the game? It's panzers. I mean, and they're the most powerful unit in the game, and you've got the least of them. And so I don't use them unless I have to. And I don't mean this to sound callous. They're little pixel men, right? It's, little make-believe men. Those, if you lose 500 men in a motorized unit, those can be replaced, fairly easily. But if you lose 25 panzers, salute out to the lost 25. If you lose 25 panzers, those are not so easily replaced. So I just try to not use them. I mean, I use them to surround things, but I try to fight with my motorized units. It's not like I'm not using combined arms. I mean, sometimes I could stack them, but what does combined arms really mean? I mean, it's a game, right? You've got counters. This has combined arms. If you look at the 25 motorized and you look at the elements in here, it's got armored cars, pioneer squads, rifle. I mean, it's already got combined arms in it, in the division itself. Just because it's one counter doesn't mean it doesn't have like a bunch of different stuff in here. I mean, from mortars to anti-tank to how it's got its own artillery. I mean, it's got like 18 of these guns that are 105, 150 millimeter guns. So they're already doing combined arms to some degree. And I just don't like to waste panzers if I don't have to. Okay, that was my TED talk for the day. This is 48th motorized. Do they have any support? Not really. Not really. Let's get something that helps. Right. Let's just do a straight up howitzer battalion. How about that? Howitzer. Let's do a couple of those. And let's also put in here some motorized mixed flak. General Goring, Luftwaffe Motorized Light Flak Battalion. Wow. Airman Goring getting his own battalion named after him. Werfer. Sure. Let's give him some rockets. All right. Let's go back over here and let's just make sure all of this stuff is motorized. It seems to me every support unit in this game dang near is motorized. That was not the case in the first game. Now see, this is non-motorized. Why is this here? I don't really understand why these pioneer battalions are in here. Um, so it's not hurting us. It doesn't seem to be, but let's get these we don't need pioneer battalions in here. So let's put those up at the first panzer group level, just in case we need them at some point. All right. Oh, that's actually at its cap. Okay, so let's put them up at Army Group South. Okay, we'll put you up at Army Group South. And if somebody else needs them, we can pull them down. We're not going to be attacking into towns here. We don't really need engineers. Also with the construction battalions, I mean, I don't really like to have them at the core level. So let's put them up at Army Group South. It gives us more of those. Speaking of which, I should probably look at this and some of the other things. I mean, can they construct a depot out here for us or something? Sure, but really, I'd rather have them at Army Group South and then dole them out a little bit. So that just reminds me, let's go look at some of these, like 55th Corps. Okay, this all looks good. This all looks really good, actually. That's a good mix, as they call it in the support unit business. 51 Corps. I just want to make sure I don't have construction units down here at the core level. So just bear with me for a second. Like these guys. I don't, we may need them to rebuild Kiev eventually, but we're going to do that with the headquarters. So I'm going to get these guys out of here. I don't really know why they're down at this level. I've got these locked now, and I guess they didn't get out of here before I got them locked. So let's put those in 6th Army. Okay, and we'll look at this headquarters. Then I'll try to get out of this. 2 more constructions. Put those up at 6th Army. And if we need to pull them back down for some reason, we will. Right. Sixth Army. Where are you? There. Oh, they put him all the way at the top. Okay. Okay, that all looks good. And we'll just keep doing these headquarters as we go along so we don't have to do them all at once. Now, what else are you commanding? Whoa. That's so weird. Sometimes this thing's drawing really strange. Now, why would that be drawing a blue line all the way up to OKH? Doesn't make any sense. It's like a random line. It must be because the beta version. Um, okay, we've got these guys out here. He's not now got support units. Do I double stack? Yeah, we got more. We got more cavalry on the way. The headquarters move. Shoot, we won't get the benefit of support units. Um, hmm. Okay, let's try this again. Uh, we've got these panzer divisions. Okay, we've got all those out of there. We've got our headquarters back here. We've got Viking SS that can move up. Why don't we get that going up here? All right, so there goes Viking. All right, now we've taken Venetia. All right, let's do a prepared attack there with no support units. Can I bring that in? I wish I could bring that in, but I guess I can't. Okay. We captured this depot and we just blew them the heck out of there. Ooh, just barely, 2-1, but they lost like 3,300 men. Wow. Okay. Let's move him. Well, that's a 58. Okay. Whoa! Stopped us in our tracks. I felt a tingle go down my spine. Let's hit there. I don't think that's going to do much good. We probably just scouted. Okay, we lost 67 men, but we're going to be able to bust through here, and this is where we're going to take our panzers. We're going to go right through here and down. This 58, we're not going to fight that, obviously. We're going to trap that one way or another. Okay, let's bring 16th motorized up here. And you may have said, why not go directly south? Let's back up for a second where these were. With movement points, if we would have gone directly south instead of trying to come east, we would have gone right here. Well, we're in front of the Soviet lines. We have to bust through here. Now, one thing I will say as a tip or just a thought about the game so far, I think the AI is a lot better. A lot better. Now, I've mentioned that before, but in what way is it better? What it's doing really well in comparison to the first game is as units are being threatened with encirclement, they're dropping back, but they're not just dropping back in like random ways. They're dropping back to rivers and forming defensive lines. It's not only smart, it's realistic. I mean, really, if you're playing the Soviets, what would you do? You see all of this. Now you may try to make a desperate stand here at the river, but really, get back here and get on this river line. You've got Odessa here that's going to take a while to take anyway. So why not get back here on this river line and hold it as long as you can? And when you get pushed back, go back to the bug and then try to hold that as long as you can. I mean, that's how you should play defensively, and the game's a lot better at doing that in this game, for sure. All right, let's try to hit this with a deliberate attack and blow it up. Ah, shoot! I wanted that to move. Of course I did. You're right. You're like, yeah, no kidding, buddy. I know you wanted it to. Right. Okay, let's move this one up here then. Now I'm getting these a little too bunched. I don't really like that. But let's double click here and do a hasty attack with both. All right, that blew them out of there. Um, right. Now then, we've got a lot of negative points there for movement this turn because we've now fought two full battles there. So let's go through here and we're going to try to start pushing our panzers in this gap. But first of all, let's try to, and I like to try to make these into like spear points if I can. Let's go up here. Now he doesn't have a whole lot left. He's got no combat prep points and he's got 96 fatigue points. Okay, let's move him back up here. We're not going to really have him attack anything. Can any of these guys move anywhere? He can't even move backwards and get out of that. But that's okay. We also will have support coming this way, right? We've got more things on the way. So let's go back here before we move all of our Panzer divisions and let's try to clean some of this stuff up. Right. So this 3 divisions here. I mean, a hasty attack should take care of that. And it did. Surrendered. So that was 6,000 men and 106,000 guns. So that took that. And then let's take this division and actually do a prepared attack to make sure it goes away because I don't want to mess around with it. Okay, so that's almost 8,000 men. That's out of our way now. And we can start moving east as fast as we can. So we've got these 3 divisions that are part of 52nd Corps that will be moving out here. I'd like to stay a little bit north of the river, honestly, because it costs points to get across the river, and we've got more things down here. Now, this is kind of my dividing line between 6th Army and 17th Army. Okay, so this guy can actually come out here, though. I say that, and then I'm like, well, this guy could come here and try to help take out something there. He's only got 5 left, so it's not. He doesn't really have enough to do a deliberate attack. So I'm going to move that on. Actually, there was a 4th division here. Okay, so they're going to come around here and get around behind all these Soviet units that are here. Now we've got these Romanian motorized units. And what am I going to do with them? I'm actually going to bring them down here with the Romanians. And what I'm going to try to do is wherever the 11th Army breaks through, I'm going to try to push the Romanians through with them and link up. That's what's going to link up with the Panzers, 1st Panzer, hopefully somewhere out here. Okay, that's the idea anyway. We'll see if that actually can. Well, I know it can happen. We'll see if it actually does happen. All right, let's go back here. We moved that. We moved that. All of that's good. What are we going to do about these units back here? I'm tired of messing with them, but I'm just going to take Romanian mountain units and try to get rid of them. I'm not. I'm going to start moving 17th Army out. So let's move 17th Army out here as far as we can. All right. Yeah, they're going through mountains, but it's better than where they were. Spacebar it. This will start getting going this way, this way, this way. There we go. Move him up there. And we'll move this division. I don't know. How about there? Wow. All right. Move him there. Then we'll move the headquarters up. All right, everybody's in command. That all looks good. We've also got, I just wanted to point out, these Slovak units are actually fairly good. I mean, they're fairly strong. They're very much like the German 17th Army. I mean, they've got a assault or combat value of 11. Now, part of that could be because we just haven't moved them out much yet, and that may go down over time, but they're actually pretty strong units, which I was surprised about. Okay, so we're going to have these Hungarians and these security units try to take care of these guys. I don't, tired of messing with them. Hey, we captured that back. I didn't even know we had lost it. Oh shit, there's a whole nother unit that's gotten up in here somewhere. Ooh, I don't really want to do that. Let's get back in that town. The Soviets are on the offensive. Who would have ever guessed? All right, so we're gonna attack here, here. There we go. All right, there's the surrender. That's, gosh, 7,700 men and 285 vehicles. That's a lot. Even where even where I'm from, that's a lot of numbers, boys. 1 and 1. Okay, well that didn't really do much. Well, we're gonna have these guys come back and try to clean them up. I'm actually gonna take them out of this headquarters, I think. Or they can play catch up. So let's do a prepared attack there. Surrendered, so that's almost 8,000 men. Bring him up there. Sure, let's just hasty and see if anything happens. Nope, we lost 275 men for that little effort. But we're driving them up into the mountains where we feel most comfortable. Okay. Right. All right. So we got Hungarians, some security. I mean, this is the biggest hodgepodge attack of all time. If you go to military school, they're like, now how not to structure an attacking force. That's probably somewhere in the team photo. Um, Wait a minute, M60. What did you do? I've missed the chat. Do, do, do. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the chat. Um, Oh yeah, my ground support. It is getting chewed up a little bit. I was actually looking at those numbers before this turn, so let's go look at them really quickly. For this turn, okay, air losses, we've taken 244. That's pretty substantial. I mean, if we look down here, a lot of it's flak, right? We're getting hit by a lot of flak because it's all ground combat. So to the extent they have, flak in the units, we're getting, chewed up by that a little bit. We've lost a lot of pilots this turn, obviously. 244 to 657. You would certainly like better than that, and I may have to crank it down a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. And when it comes to important battles, it's like I do understand what you're saying. Like these kind of things, there's no reason to have ground support on for them, and I should probably just turn it off for these battles. So those are all good comments. Oh shoot, get that headquarters away from there. Now then, let's take. What do I want to do first? Let's get rid of these units if we can. I'm just going to hit him with a hasty. All right, well, that blew him out. I would have rather they surrendered, but that's okay. And let's get moving you forward. We'll have this get up here, and we'll have the headquarters come up here. And hopefully, we can do a deliberate attack there. Now, do not let me forget to turn ground support back on. But yeah, I think that was a good idea. Okay, they all retreated. 7-2, okay. We'll just bring these guys up then. I think we can do a quick little hasty attack there and still our have enough points to do a deliberate attack. So we'll come right there. Actually, we'll have to do it from here. Okay, they retreated again. They keep losing like 3,000 men every time, but they're retreating. Hmm. I'll hit them with a hasty. Oh, wow, we routed them out of there. I guess I would have much rather they surrendered than rout. That's one of the um, kind of I don't risk. I don't know if risk is the right word, but it's one of those things. If you do hasty attacks, even if you win the battle, but they rout, they can always reform. If you hit them with a deliberate attack and you have a big enough advantage over them and they surrender, those guys are gone. I mean, compared to a routing attack, where I mean they've still got 7,100 men that could potentially reform in the future. So you got to start thinking about, are you more worried about speed or actually taking these guys off the field? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope it does. I think we moved most of 17th Army now. Let's go up here and we can't do a deliberate attack. Let's do a hasty there really fast. Get rid of that unit. I do think we have another one back here. Hold on. Nope, that one's already moved. I think almost all of these have moved. Okay, well, that wasn't very successful. We've got one unit left out here that's kind of in our way. Um, I kind of wanted the Romanians. Well, that's fine. I'm going to have to link these up a little bit with 7th Army. Did I say 7th Army? 17th Army. 17th Army. I have to link them up a little bit, so that's fine. We'll just push this guy back. It's not like our panzers are coming through here anyway. So this should be fine. We'll move them down this way a little bit. Wow, that's the long ways around, boys. God dang. Okay. They're up there. I'm going to have to go back and make sure I have all my headquarters in a good spot here. All right, 11th Army, we're going to start moving it very quickly to the south. Well, he says very quickly. We'll see. We are going to go have 11th Army help take Odessa. I've seen enough, sad stories about people saying Odessa is just almost impossible to take that we're going to get down here. So we're going to do this, and we're going to bring 11th Army down here, and we'll see just how hard it is to take because we're going to have 11th Army take it before it continues to move east. Okay, I'm going to wait until these guys clear hexes. I'm going to bring the rest, start bringing all of 11th Army for in and around Odessa. That also reminds me then, I need, no, not there. Not there. Yeah, right there, actually. Let's go up and get Fliegerführer AC. Now, as much as I do want to clear all of this, I am going to bring it down to help with Odessa. And then I am going to also, can I put it here? Can I transfer this far? Yeah, it can. Okay. Let's do an immediate transfer. Okay, we're going to put it down here. We're going to have it run. Oh, only one of the five could transfer. The rest will follow. So we're going to put it down here. And when we, do the turn this time, before next turn, before the air execution, we're going to start doing naval ops out here. We're also going to take these Romanian fighters next time, move them up to these bases, maybe even the bomb flotilla. I'm going to take a lot of these, not the recon groups, obviously, but the Hungarians and the Romanians, along with Flieger Aussie, is going to be out here trying to get rid of this interdiction. And I'm going to bring all of 11th Army down here to take Odessa. And hopefully we'll get through there very quickly. Um, okay. What else do I have back here? I have this Romanian unit, which is part of these guys. Okay. So let's get these units moving forward. This is like our mobile Romanian group. Um, and I want to use them to come down here and do things like this. Get around behind this unit, move these routed units, and eventually we'll maybe help, link up with something. Now there's nothing to get behind here, right? The Soviets have fallen back there. And so let's just bring them along this road. We'll displace this more for more attrition losses. And we'll bring it along here. And as the panzers start to come up this way, what I'm hoping for is to get a little reaction here and have another group that could maybe break through down here somewhere. We'll see if that's realistic or not. We'll get through Vinitsa. Okay. And we'll get this group out here. But it's another mobile group that you can really get moving out here. We can eventually put this with Romanian ground troops, this infantry group, and just have the cavalry and the armor moving. We also have Hungarians that can be used for this purpose. And so let's get the Hungarian mobile units out here in front. All right, we're displacing all of these into a nice little ball, hopefully. What all do we have here? Saying defensive combat value is 0. I don't think I believe that, otherwise it would have completely routed out. Uh, I think I kind of want to take one of these units and move it up here a little bit. I just want to protect our flank before I start moving panzers through here. Um, I know this is going to get him a little wide, but I'm going to bring him up there. Okay, spacebar. So he's going to go there. I just want to kind of build this a little bit. And then you are going to go there. All right. So now the headquarters can kind of go somewhere in the middle, and hopefully they're all on side. It's going to be close. Can he do it? They're all blue. All right. Um, All right, here are my strong Slovak units. I want them to come down and help the Romanians, but eventually I'm going to shift 11th Army north. So, I guess we'll put the Slovaks up here. These are just like having good German divisions so far, anyway. That's the way it looks. We'll just put them up here. They can help with some of our breakthroughs, I hope. And we'll put their headquarters up there. Now, who all are you? Okay, you're good. These are security units, so actually let's go take these Soviet hexes. I thought I could just get into that. Hold on. Didn't it just show that I could? That's weird. I guess, oh, we have to come around this way. Got it. Okay, so we're going to take those Soviet hexes. Mountain units, this all looks fine. Can he move anywhere? No. Command, command. Okay, so now you can see we've got to start moving some of these Panzer cores up. It's in the 14th motorized corps. So 14th motorized corps, okay. Guess he can go right there. And that is Naring. Naring is very, very good. All right, so that's Naring. Now then, this is Frederico, who's also very good. As a matter of fact, he might be better used in the center, but maybe not. I don't know. That I mean, Naring has got most everything underneath him, and Frederico doesn't really have a whole lot. Who has got our panzers themselves? Is that von Obstfelder? He's a 7-7. Oh, yeah. I was like a 3. Oh, no. He's got the infantry units. Okay. He needs to move up, obviously. All right. One more. Got them all on this rail line. You can tell I like rail lines. Okay. Here we go. Third motorized under von Mackensen. Okay. That's excellent. 677 with the 7. Let's see what we can do with these bad boys and get them moving, up into this direction. We got to avoid that 58, that's for sure. These guys are on the other side of the river, and I think we can start to build a line through here, but let's see if that's true. We'll take the one that's furthest back. Yeah, all right. Can he get up in this gap? They're trying to move me north. He can't really get up in there. Can he get up here? Now, we don't know what a lot of these are. Um, Hmm. Do I dare take one up this way just in case? I don't think so. Let's go here. All right. And let's see if we can get through here at all. That's across the river though against a 7. Love that. Can he come down here? No. Can I get anything else up there just to test what that is or this is? Because it's possible we could break through there. Hmm. Okay, I'm not going to take any crazy chances here. We don't need to. We'll eventually get through here, but oh, okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. I thought that somebody could get through there. We want to get around behind this a little bit. Can we keep building a chain here? Many times you can. All right, he's a 3, or he would have 3 left. Okay, come on, spacebar. Sorry, I thought I was hitting the spacebar. There we go. All right, that's what we wanted. That's called a breakthrough. In the old days, we used to call that a breakthrough. Um, sort of. Now you could say, well, there's stuff back here. These guys are hugging the river. I don't think there's really much back here. I could, if I want to get crazy, attack here, or could I? I thought I could. Could I attack with both? No. Can I attack with both there? No. I could attack with just one? No. All right. Uh, that's fine. I think that might be good enough for this time. I mean, we're chewing up about 70 or 80 kilometers here, so it's not like I think I may leave this guy down here, like here, just so we have a little coverage, just a little. You know what I want to do is go up here and see what these actually are, and then maybe back him up. Oh, so tempting, so tempting. Because if we break through here, now you got to double break, you get it. I just don't want to needlessly lose tanks. At some point, you've got to go for it. You know what I mean? There are times to do that. I don't necessarily think this is the time. Um, that all looks good. Oh, I've lost track of chat. My gosh, I've been so into it. In the old days, Greg, back in the 1980s, we used to call that a breakthrough. Back when I was playing my Avalon Hill games and rolling, 20-sided die and stuff. Um, I think this is fine. Now, the Soviets may try to react to this, but they've made their defensive line here. Oh, and that's one tip I was going to say is they are making better defensive lines in this game, so you can't just run up here and just attack along the line with your motorized. You've got to try to make a breakthrough. Now, we've almost got the infantry here, and so next time they can clear up a lot of this stuff, and I think we can get around back behind them. We shall see. That's what makes the game fun. Um, all right, let's move you up. You need to move down. Okay, that all looks fine. I think we said we got all of our panzers into command. Now you may say, why else would you want to look at command here? Well, if they get counterattacked next time, so let's just say the Soviets decide to do a counterattack, the only way they can get support units is if they're in command. So just that's another reason to get them in command. Um, Okay, the Slovaks. Come on, Slovaks, let's go. Uh, who are you commanding? Oh, this is Third Romanian Army. Okay, then he's commanding all that junk back there. These guys can't move. Let's start moving Romanians. What do you say? And what I want to do is kind of broaden the Romanian line because I'm going to be moving all of 11th Army down here. So I kind of want to Oh, okay, I can displace you. Excellent. And off they go. I guess we don't really have anything there or anything that can go there. Do I have any more Romanians? I do have more Romanians. Of course I do. Let's actually go back here with him. That's kind of a wasted move, but in some respects, I just wanted to take this and keep that rail line and make sure there's nothing back there that's gonna, do anything silly. So these guys, I'm going to kind of move them more northeast than I usually do. Usually I use just Romanians to take Odessa, but I'm hearing horror stories of how hard it is to take Odessa so far in this game. Um, right. How much are you commanding? 8 of 9. Okay. How much do you have? 4 of 9. The reason I'm asking is this guy's with 54th Corps, and I really would just rather put him with one of the Romanians. So this is 11th Romanian. Okay. This is 5th Romanian. I guess I should go see which one of these guys is better. He's okay. For Romanian general, he's actually not too bad. Um, yeah, he's a lot better than this guy. So let's put this guy in. Not that guy. Not that guy. This guy? No, where'd he go? Oh, it is this guy. Oh, I keep saying, oh, sorry. 5th Romanian. All right. That also gets him into the Romanian hierarchy. Well, I guess he was an 11th. That's still weird to me that their 11th army is underneath the Romanian power structure, but that's okay. It doesn't have to make sense to me. All right, let's move you up here, and let's keep moving these guys northeast. Let's get them across the Dniester and see what they can see. Right. Okay. I guess you can only go into town. Mm, yeah, we'll go up here with them. Most of these I'm going to take north. Now, this guy might be useful at Odessa, so I actually will bring him down here. And this could form into a division that could be useful at some point, but I'm going to take these air bases first. There we go. And I'd like to clear all of this to get the rail line. It's going to take some work, though. There's a lot of hexes here. So let's do this. Okay, put you there, and then have him come down here and clear rail hexes. Sure. Uh, put you there. All right, there's that. Move these commands up to like there and there. Oh, we've got this group of 11th Army that's all the way back here. Let's get him across the river. All right. And we'll get these guys, coming down to Odessa to wreak some havoc. Unleash the gods of war. Two. He's got 5 left. Can he go anywhere? No. Okay. 21st Romanian Infantry. Sure, let's chew up a hex there for less movement costs. He can actually move a little further forward and oh, they're already committing things to the defense out here, which is smart. 331. Ouch. Um, but when you got 17,000 men, I guess it was worth it to find out. And then here's more 11th Army across the river. Bring him up there. Okay, now he should just absolutely, knock that unit on its butt. 639. That works. Bring the headquarters up. We actually have 11th Army out here. Seems a little weird I've got them out here. Why do I have them all the way out here? Let's look at our logistics. Oh, okay. That's why. We've got Kishinev. That makes sense, actually. And is Kishinev damaged? It is. Let's give that a priority repair. We'll spend our last AP point on priority repair at Kishinev, and then we'll see if we can put any. Oh, we've already got construction battalions out here. Can we get. Oh, we've got even more. Oh, that's because they're all through the Romanians. The Romanians have a lot of construction units, but that's what they've got. That's kind of about it. Okay, let's do rail repair with the Romanian group. And there we go. Okay. Could we not do one there? Oh, I didn't have enough movement points. Okay. So we're to the Dnester. All right. That's good. Get off that. These guys have all moved. Why are you not sitting on a depot? He should probably be sitting at Bucharest. Let's sit you here. Yeah. Wow. That was a waste. Let's make sure he stays on there. This is Barlad. Rail yard's only a level 1. Do I have something better out here? This is 4th Romanian Army, which at some point might have to scoot up. It already does. I think actually this, yeah, this should be here. And then Army Group Antonescu, which one should it be at? What's Galati look like? Level 1 rail yard. I'm looking for a level 2 rail yard. 2 or above. There it is. Okay, let's put you in there. That we've already got that at a 3, or the game did anyway, and so I think, and it's on major rail, so that's perfect. Okay, all right, that looks good. That looks good. He's at Kishinev. These guys have all moved. Now we still have these guys up here. We have a little decision to make. We could drive straight forward and just blast these guys out or attempt to. I think we should probably be pretty successful doing that. Oh, we got to get you down here. All right, let's do that. And then I am tempted to drive up this way and help this breakthrough a little bit, but I think we're already okay there. So let's start coming down this way. How far can I get? Not that far, it seems. A lot of movement costs out here. Well, let's try to stay to the east of this river. That'll cut down on movement costs. Well, I say that, but look how much further we can get out here. Okay, you're going there. Ooh, you know what? I'm just gonna have him displace these guys over here. Just send them flying. Uh, you guys see that? I promise I didn't used to pick the wings off butterflies, but okay. 5 of 5. That's all good. That's all good. That's all good. I think we're all good. Anything else here? Could he be somewhere? Probably, but that's all right. All right, let's back up a little bit. Look at the situation in the south. We've got the 6th Army making good progress to Kiev now. 17th Army is always a little bit behind because it's got to deal with all that stuff around Lvov. You can see our depot network coming straight out here on this line. We now have rail repair that's going to try to connect our 2 big depots that we have in the south right now. So we have Tarnopol out here, right? And then that one is Rovno. That's right. So Lvov and Rovno both have 2+ rail yards, so that's good. So does Tarnopol for that matter. Then what did we build out here? Oh, this is Proskurov. That will build up, and we built the rail all the way into Proskurov, so that's helpful. You can see, whoops, that's a little too far. You can see what's going on here. We get rail through to Bucharest, then it goes straight up here. All right, and that's how we want it up to Kishinev. Back it off here, but we've got big capacities all the way up with headquarters stacked. That all looks fine. These are just smaller little ones that can keep a little bit if they want, just in case. We're about to clear that out. Now, what we're going to be trying to do is bring 11th down here and take Odessa as fast as possible. Once they take Odessa, we're just going to try to fly as fast as we can to the Twin Cities out here on the Dnieper. Where are they? There we are. Uh, D and Z. We're going to try to take these two with 11th Army after they get done with Odessa. So hopefully that doesn't take too long. Um, Romanian units, we're going to then at that point try to get them south and maybe push them into the Crimea or hug right here on the Sea of Azov up to Rostov. That's the ultimate goal in the first year. Um, First Panzer, we're going to try to bust it through here and then get behind all of these Soviet troops. All right, we're way up here north. I don't think the AI, maybe a human would spot this and say, oh, shoot, I've got to get back, right? In some respects, that's great if they do. If they drop out of here faster, then we can move faster. We don't have to clean a lot of this stuff up, especially in and around here. I mean, this is terrible terrain, right? Over a river with, swamp on both sides. That's no good. But what we're going to try to do is get up through here, get around behind, you know, either down this way, because the rivers all kind of run north to south, right? Or south to north. We're going to try to get it down this way or down this way, or if we have to cross over, well, we don't even have to cross over right there, or down this way. And then once we've done some kind of big encirclement here, then we can turn them north. Hopefully the infantry's here by then. We go to Stalino and Rostov, and we call it a winner. So that's the south. Second Army heading for Kursk. We'll probably have it take, Kursk, Oral out in this way. This kind of triangle of victory points here, if we turn them on. These three, if we get really adventurous, we may send Sixth Army to take Kharkov. But really, come here, come here, come here. This is the triangle, and then this is the ultimate prize. But these are three places to get easy victory points, really, because it should be fairly not well guarded and it's good terrain out here. Um, I don't think I've ever gone after Tambov, but okay, that's cool. Maybe we'll try it for it. Tula Raison. This now, okay. So just as a sneak preview of when we get up here next time, we're going to take both Second Panzer Group and Third Panzer Group and try to create a hole right behind Smolensk here. It's the best terrain that you have in this area, and so we're going to use them both the tip of the spear, right? And we're going to go right behind Smolensk. That will not only cut off all of these troops trying to protect Smolensk, it also then gives us a lot of options. And then we'll probably take 3rd Panzer up this way, up these roads and good terrain, and take 2nd Panzer this way out to Tula, and look at all this nice approach here up to Moscow. Now, let me tell you, it is thick as thieves around here at the Oka River. They will do everything they can to keep us from getting across there, but hopefully our infantry by that point will be up to about this level. Um, Okay. In the north, everything looks good. We're in great shape in the north. This next time we'll take Pskov. We're going to try to push our panzers not this way, but this way, and try to come up this way through Pskov. But we'll get to that next time. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that a wrap. That's wow. How do I talk that long? It seems like the time just flies by though. I love talking about this game. Great game. It gets better the more I play it. I'm appreciating it even more and more the more I learn about it. You know how it is when you first get something, you're like, wait a minute, I don't think that logistics system, I'm not sure if I like it or not. But the more I learn about it and the more I get it, I'm like, yeah, this is so much better. The air war is so much better. So anyway, that's just my take. Um, I did put up that basic tutorial, part 11, that goes into the second part of logistics. I'll put up the third part tomorrow. I've already recorded the fourth part of War in the West tutorial. I'm trying to build up a little bit because I will be flying on Thursday, so I will not be live streaming on Thursday. I am flying out, flying out. And not in a Stuka. They're not sending me to the front lines. I will be on a commercial airliner that day. I am COVID negative. I can get on a commercial airliner to the beautiful island of Aruba. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. It looks like the comments were awesome. I'm sorry, the chat. I was so busy there because I wanted to get all the way through Army Group South today. When we come back, tell you what, I will give you 2 hours notice of when I'm going to do it exactly tomorrow. Something's going on tomorrow, but when we come back tomorrow, I think that will probably be at 2 o'clock Pacific time. When we come back, we're going to run the turn. We're going to go through our logistics and set up the depots, and then we're going to run the turn, get to air planning, which doesn't consist of anything now. We don't run any recon. The only thing we're doing is interdiction outside of Odessa, or we will be, and moving some of those fighters down there to maybe do air superiority around Odessa. But other than that, it's all ground support. So we'll be right back onto the ground in the north tomorrow. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I always appreciate it. Have a great night. I'm going to a pizza party. Yeah. All right. Anyway.